interesting. I think that a lot of people would say, well, Megan, why are you going to run after all this happened? I
Right.
don't even see it that way because why wouldn't you run? Because again, that is something that happened. You are really good at your job. So what, people are gonna ask that question, but like
Right.
ask one or two questions and let's move on and let's have a real
Right.
conversation. It's funny, I interviewed um, Anthony Weiner a couple months ago, and he's
Sure.
running for state, whatever he's running for,
He's
councilman
running.
at
Yeah.
council. Yeah. And
Yep.
he talks about, he's made amends just like you. He's taken
Yeah.
responsibility. He's done all these things to atone. He's worked on himself. And then
Yeah.
he's like, listen, at the end of the day, I don't owe anyone an apology anymore besides my wife and like whatever my immediate issues are. And I've worked that out. We're friends. They got a divorce, but,
Right.
they co-parent and it is what it is. And it's really nobody's business. And if other people have an issue, that's really their issue at this point.
Yeah.
And, he's a super smart guy. He cares so much about New York. And, I don't know why it wouldn't make sense for you to get back into politics.
Right.
I love that you wrote a book.
Right.
I love the title. It's What You Do Next. And I think that so many people get stuck in that first act. They don't know how to move to the second act.
Right.
They sit on a shelf as a discounted version of themselves because they don't know how to tarnish them, get that tarnish off and be
Right.
like, okay, here we go. Because those voices are in your head of that comma,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And I
Yep.
feel like that's relatable. You don't have to be in a public scandal to have people that feel that shame and that guilt or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And I love that you wrote a book that you tell the
Thanks.
whole story,
Yep.
but you also explain how to get out of it. You explain how, like, how to live your life again.
Yeah. Because it is what you do next. It's not what you did. It's what
Right.
you do next.
Right.
And like and you know that too. Like and when you we look at the scandals, and I think that having the public scandal is one thing, but everybody has people in their circles who are talking about stuff,
Yeah.
who are, that it's all there.
Right.
And we're all, all, as you said, all the secrets.
Right. And everybody deserves a second chance.
They do, and women especially. And again, I go back to we're so good at canceling women oftentimes
Mhm.
because we do hold women. Like hey, if a guy had done well, there was a mayor in Nashville who actually had an affair with his security detail, who was a woman, and like no harm, no foul.
Right.
So,
Has
but
anyone even heard of that story? I mean, that's,
no, of course
yeah,
not,
right.
because nobody cared.
Right.
And so and again whatever. It's I just think that we're so oftentimes so much harder on women.
Right.
Um but this has been such a great
I
conversation.
know it's so fun. And,
Hey,
I feel like that your book is just so timeless and it's great. Where can people
thanks.
get your book?
So you can get it on Amazon, you can get it at your local bookstores, you can get it wherever books are sold. So
And I will ask you just because I have to ask everyone at the end of my show, what do you think is the most misunderstood thing about you?
the most misunderstood thing about me is that somehow because of what I did, that I am not a moral and ethical person.
Okay, I love that. Um, and what is the biggest takeaway you want people to get from your book?
Oh, I want them to know that you can have a second chance. When I ran for office, with those little girls, like they were so excited to see a woman running for mayor. What I want them to now know is, look, you can make some really serious mistakes and you can still put your life back together. And I hope I can be an inspiration now on that end.
Yeah, great. All right, it's What You Do Next by Megan Barry. You can get that book now, and I appreciate you. Where can people look you up? Where can they get in touch with you?
Sure.
What's your handles?
Sure. So I have all kinds of handles. So you can find me on Instagram at Mayor Megan Barry. You can find me at my website, meganbarry.com. You can find me on X at Megan C. Barry. You can find me on Substack at Mayor Megan Barry. If try Mayor Megan Barry, that'll be usually the one that will work.
Perfect. And last question, do you think you will ever get into politics again?
I don't know. This last race was was pretty hard. But you know what? You can't have a democracy unless you have people run for office. So
That's right.
whatever side of the coin you're on, people need to participate.
I love that. Well, whatever you decide to do, I'm on your side. I'm a
Thank you.
fan, and I
Thanks.
wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate you. Thank you